Hello there, my beautiful Gemini signs. This is Rachael with Dark Knight Coaching. Today's video is a traditional Celtic cross spread that I pull for you, which is a bunch of tarot cards, and then I dive into a bunch of oracle decks that I have here. Now, a lot of you are coming out of hermit mode, Gemini, and you're moving into something that is new. It's fresh. It might feel a little bit uncomfortable still. But the song that I was guided to listen to for you was Vienna by Billy Joel. So if you've been really throwing yourself into something, this is kind of a message to slow down. If you've been in fight or flight, I feel like that's shifting. You're moving out of that constant state of having to do something or be somewhere or do something. And it's like you're finally, I feel like, reaching a peaceful place. Now, happiness and peace are different feelings. They're different emotions. They're different states of mind. And I feel like you're kind of trying to interpret and incorporate both of those things into your life. And when we reach a new stage of our life, when we've elevated out of an old chapter and into something new and ended a cycle, we can feel uncomfortable when we go into it. So sometimes if you're type A personality especially, or ADHD or whatever, you might find yourself really throwing yourself into something to distract from the uncomfortable feelings. And I feel like that's a lot of what's going on right now for you. Now, this is kind of a general life reading, Gemini. There's not a lot of love energy here, but there's a lot of healing this feminine energy and really embodying your divine feminine at this time. Now, the first card I pulled for you was the Three of Cups. This is a card of celebration and success. This is also a card of community. So going out with your friends, having a drink, nothing too crazy, obviously, but really celebrating yourself and what it is that you have wished for or manifested or accomplished, because the challenge here and what's crossing you is the Nine of Cups. So this is it's been a real feat to get to this point, but you've done it because you've stood up for yourself. You've stood up for your belief systems, your ethics, your morals, your values. This is what the Seven of Wands embodies, basically. And in the recent past here, a lot of you were this Queen of Pentacles energy, which is a kind of a reserved card, a card of holding back maybe, and just being cool and comfortable and really trying to be in your own skin. And I feel like that is an accomplishment within itself, especially when we live in a world that's driven by social media and illusion, essentially. So a lot of the times people will find themselves in competition with one another, and that's usually how indoctrination works, because when you've been raised in particularly the public school system, you're raised and taught to be in competition mode instead of working harmoniously with people. Typically you're in a competition, whether the goal is to be valedictorian or things of that nature. You're taught if you're not number one, then it doesn't typically matter. So I feel like you're shifting some sort of mindset, because you're seeing things in a new light, in a clearer way, and it's bringing about some sort of justice for you as well, because this is also your current energy. This is Libra energy, Gemini, but justice I like to see in this reading, because I feel like it's about harmony and balance, and those that have done you dirty in the past, they're going to get their karma. They may not get it all in this lifetime, but chances are they're probably going to get a majority of it. Now, in the subconscious here, you have the Page of Pentacles. That's about planting the seeds for something new, tangible. Again, this can be your mindset or lifestyle, but it's really implementing those factors and putting things into play here, because you have this Empress energy and you have the Queen of Swords. Now, the Empress energy and the Queen of Swords in your near future these are cards of not only divine feminine, but it's cards of really tapping into your inner goddess, your inner wisdom, and being able to, how can I phrase it? It's the mother bear instinct of being able to set boundaries that are healthy and tangible, and not having not giving two poops about it, what anybody has to say or what anybody thinks, because it's you're doing what you need to do for yourself and you're taking care of your own. And I feel like that's something to really applaud yourself for, because again, in this world, in this society, it's very easy to succumb to temptation and to wait for someone to come and save you or rescue you. And I don't feel like that's what you're doing. I feel like you're really putting the work in on yourself, and it will pay off at some point in the future. Your advice here is to keep doing the work. It's 8 of Pentacles. So like, it's heavy energy, but it's like you're doing it. Keep doing it. Whatever you're doing, baby steps at a time, and keep going. Now, people see you, as this High Priestess energy. This is, again, divine feminine, but it's also being tapped in. So maybe you have some access to some spiritual gifts or spiritual insight, psychic abilities. You can almost read someone's thoughts. Maybe you're really good at reading a room. This is kind of like people see you as being this divine energy, and maybe you're just magnetic and charismatic at this time, and you're really just attracting all sorts of people. Now, in your hopes and fears here, Gemini, you have the 10 of Wands. This is a card of baggage, past burdens, and things like that. So maybe you're afraid that your past is gonna like keep haunting you forever. But it's about release and about letting go as well. So it's like you're maybe a little fearful of letting everything go because that used to define you. But now I feel like you're trying to move forward. It's just a challenge because all work and no play makes Jill a dull girl. So you might be feeling a little bit of that energy as well. And then in the potential outcome card, you have the 7 of Swords. You might be falling into some escapist habits or patterns because maybe you're not fully in this new life yet. Like, it's a transitional period, so it's almost like this like limbo or purgatory state where you're like not completely done with the old stuff of the past, but you're not really fully stepped into the new as well either. The best way I can describe that energy is like you are essentially almost a butterfly. It's like you're kind of letting your wings dry out. So once the butterfly, leaves its chrysalis or cocoon, you will sit there and you're going to have to kind of wait for the water to dry off of your wings before you can fly. And I feel like that's kind of the vibe that's happening. It's like you're not quite sure how you're going to fly, but you're almost there, like you're on the cusp of it. And again, that kind of ties into that Vienna Billy Joel energy, just because it's like Vienna waits for you. So you're not really sure exactly what's waiting for you, but you do know that it's better than where you've been before. So very positive energy. And then let's see, that's all I have for tarot. So if that helped, please smash the like button. It helps my channel grow. And then I'm going to dive right into the oracle cards because a lot of the oracle cards are very cohesive. So the snake card came out. This is, again, kind of that metamorphosis. The snake sheds its skin. Snakes are very symbolic of knowledge and wisdom. And this one says, be sensitive to your healing abilities towards yourself or others. So as you go on your enlightenment journey, on your spiritual path, you will easily be able to pick out people's triggers and flaws and all of those things because people are mirrors. So you're going to see reflections of facets of yourself that you never even knew existed through other people in certain ways, not in all the ways, but in some ways. It's because people are sent into your life to kind of be not only refractions of you, but kind of tests of your soul to see if you've really grown. Now you have the abundance card here that is tied to your solar plexus chakra. This to me is kind of like, are you able to find the silver lining at this time? And I feel like you are really tapping into that. And then you have the new life card from my oracle. Which one is this? Wisdom of the Oracle Tarot deck. This one's number 39, new life. So you're really just trying to stretch your wings and get ready to go. The next card is, my body is a wondrous and magnificent machine, and I feel privileged to live in it. So that escapist energy might be like trying to throw yourself into some new habit or hobby. Walking's a great one. Running's another one if you're into that. I don't run on purpose, not unless there's like, a bear chasing me or a hot guy ahead of me. You won't find me running. Maybe if there's a donut up ahead, I might go catch that. But, do whatever it is you need to do for yourself to help your body be your temple and, absorb good, positive energy and exert that as well. Now, the expression card came out next for you. This is from my Power of Love deck by James Van Praagh. I just love his books. I love this deck. It's very cohesive with like what's the message or the lesson you need to learn in your life right now. An expression. It says you're ready to manifest your thoughts and transform them into acts of love. Again, that Billy Joel Vienna song, it's kind of like maybe you're going too fast in certain ways and not fast enough in other departments of your life. So make sure you try to find that fine balance, and it's a juggling act essentially. So use discernment there. And then the third eye intuition card I have for you says act. It says stop playing it safe. If you were to do the thing you've always wanted to do, but you've been too afraid to do it, what does your gut instinct tell you? And do you have too much to lose by following a hunch? I find that making a bucket list, pros and cons, that can be very helpful. And then you have another card that says take action, new moon in Aries. So I feel like maybe you've been taking action in a direction that wasn't so... It's almost like a detour, but it's a detour, like a detour type thing, because I feel like it ties into this escapist behavior. So it's like something that that wasn't going to be tangible isn't really coming to fruition, and Spirit is trying to guide you back onto the correct path. And again, I think it's about whatever it is you see is relevant. But there's something here about hands, washing hands. I'm not sure exactly what about hands. I'm thinking of Reiki personally, just because that uses hands. But hands are important here because you have this card that has the king, and then you have this card that says 20 seeing, and it says washing hands and not making the first offering. So something about hands, maybe hands in prayer. Humps the hand I'm thinking of as well. So to see is to witness everything that comes into view with open awareness. In the ritual, the everyday world is washed off, and then there's a pause for whatever comes, like a presence into space. Don't fall automatically onto the next step of the process of life. See what is present before you respond, and when you stop searching, what comes into view. If you had no preconceptions, what might you see? And then this card is the king. Now there is a little like golden nugget here by his fingertips, which I don't know why. I'm just thinking of the Midas touch. And then there's that little red, almost like a wax envelope seal looking thing, but it's almost reminds me of a medallion of some sort. So medallions or wax or a golden nugget, the golden touch, the Midas touch, those might be significant messages as well. But then I was just listening to a song by Sarah Bareilles, and it was the king of anything. So it's like, who made you the king of anything? So I feel like you're really not caring what certain men in your life have to say or what they think, because I feel like you see that there is maybe no merit to or substance to their perceptions. And that's a very specific message for someone. So if that doesn't resonate, leave that behind for someone else, but hopefully it does for some of you. Now, that's all I have for you, Gemini. It's kind of a short and sweet reading today, but I feel like that's kind of all you need to hear. So it's like you're making steps in the right direction, or you're going to start making steps in the right direction, and you're moving out of some sort of distraction, and you're really going forward. So very positive reading. Good things are coming. Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing the work. If this video helped, please again smash that like button. It helps my channel grow. I greatly appreciate it. If you feel guided, you can book a one-on-one coaching session with me on my website, or a personalized tarot reading on there as well. I'll see you next time.